Hey everyone, welcome back to another video of One More Cast Fishing. Alright guys, so as you could probably tell from the title and the thumbnail of this video, it's going to be a little bit different today. A big thunderstorm just went through. You could probably see over my shoulder, back over yonder. I'm not going fishing tonight, but I still wanted to do something for you guys, so I thought of a great idea to give you guys 5 tips that I know will get you more fish whenever you go out in the water. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so whether you are a beginning fisherman or you just find yourself struggling on the water, I thought of 5 ways that I've used myself in order to get more fish when I know the bite is slow and it gets tough. The first tip of the 5 that I'm going to give you, and these are not in any order, I'm just going to spit them out there for you. The first tip of the 5 I would have to say is you have to have a nasty hook set. If your hook set is not like this kid's right here that I'm about to show you, then you shouldn't even be fishing. Just put your pole down. Yeah, that kid. I don't know what he has in him. He's got some juice in him. I'll tell you that much right now. The hook set on that, talk about a whiplash watching that. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Tip number 1. It's got to be your fishing equipment. Your fishing equipment and tackle, what you have with you, what you're using, it has to be spot on and right. Now I'm not saying go and get the best equipment and the most expensive, no. But make sure that your tackle and equipment basically match the hatch, so to speak. You want to match what you're fishing. So if I'm going to be fishing deep cover, any cover really, any heavy cover, I'm going to be wanting to use a heavy rod and reel. I'm going to be wanting to use a medium heavy action 7.6 rod. From that to maybe if you're going to be doing finesse fishing, have a lighter approach, use a spinning rod or with lighter line, lighter tackle. It just depends on the bait you're throwing and what you're fishing. Just make sure you're using the right equipment for that exact environment that you're going to be fishing and that exact setting or scenario that you're going to be fishing. Again, I'm not saying go out and get the most expensive and the highest quality gear, because sometimes we can't afford that stuff. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I would have to say, kind of stemming off of equipment, is making sure that when you're fishing, don't have tunnel vision. Do not have tunnel vision on one specific thing that you are throwing. Be open-minded, be accepting of the fact that that specific time that you're out fishing, the fish might not want what you originally thought they would want. If the fish bite is really slow and you're not getting many bites at all, and you're not getting fish in the boat, do not be afraid to switch up your tackle and your lures, and it could be the littlest of things. If I'm throwing a jig into cover or on a bank or whatever I'm doing, if I'm throwing a jig, it could be subtle little things like trimming the skirt, or if there's if I have a trailer, like a soft plastic trailer on that jig, cutting that and making the trailer smaller, just downsizing the profile of my jig, just doing that, maybe the fish that day might want to see something smaller in profile. If I'm throwing a big jerk bait, maybe go to a small jerk bait. Same thing, instead of a big spinner bait, smaller spinner bait. Just different things. Yeah, you should try different lures, but also make sure that you try different variations of one lure before you immediately put it away for good and try another. I feel like that's a key. I feel like so many people, if they're not catching a fish, they'll either just stay with that and say, oh, eventually some's got to bite. No, they will not eventually bite. Yeah, maybe 1 or 2, but if you want to catch a lot of fish, you got to be open to trying different things. So that's tip number 2. All right, guys. Tip number 3, trays. Tray, I think, if you're Spanish, one of those 2, I don't know. Or trois if you're French, I don't know. Bilingual, trilingual, I think it's trilingual, I don't know. Anyways, not the point. Tip number 3, all right, weather. It is very, very important. If you have a big fishing trip coming up on the weekend, or even if you're going day to day, you're fishing every day, just pay attention to a week's worth of weather. especially if you're going for those big trips. If you're going for those big trips, make sure you're paying attention to the weather 5 days in advance and every day leading up to that specific day you're going and the specific time that you're going. You want to be looking at little things like that and the wind speed, wind direction, also the temperature change. The climate is so key, and obviously fronts coming in and out. Those are very key when it comes to fishing and catching more fish, because what the weather is like, obviously it impacts what you're going to be doing and throwing and where you're going to be fishing those days. For example, say a cold front just came through, right? That pre-front can be some of the most magical fishing you ever get, because whenever a storm's about to come in, for some reason the bass just get in a little feeding frenzy, and it is nice. They go off. If you can locate the fish, you're going to catch them big time. Post front, that's a different story, but it's not because the bass don't want to feed. It's just because they always want to eat. They're never going to turn down a meal. It's just sometimes when a front comes through, they just get their feeding turns off a little bit. They come back a little bit. And what I mean by that is basically they're not going to eat unless if you throw it right on them. And that's because with a post front, the bass aren't roaming around like they normally do. Like pre-front, it's usually cloudy. If you're thinking about it, storm's coming in, it's going to be cloudy, though it's a little bit windier, so they feel protected. You know, it's a darker, dim lighting, so they feel protected. They feel like they can venture out more and roam around to feed. Just pay attention to the weather. That's number 3. All right, guys, number 4. Do you guys hear that stupid dog howling behind me? What the hell's going on? I'm trying to shoot a video. This dude's gonna get rocked, I'm telling you. Anyways, when it comes to it, alright guys, tip number 4 to continue before I was rudely interrupted by that Jack you know what back there. I'm not gonna swear, it's not appropriate. You gotta be aware of your surroundings, because when the bite gets tough, what helps a lot is you want to find places where bait fish are. And if you're fishing morning, day, or night, doesn't matter. What I like to do is locate where the birds are. Ospreys, blue herrings, you know, any of those type of birds, try and find them. The odds of you catching more fish, or a fish in general, are going to go up. And that is because, obviously, where there's bait fish, there's predators. Because the predators follow those bait fish. They gotta feed. They gotta, you know, they gotta bulk up. They gotta put some meat on them, you know. So if you can find those birds, you're gonna find the bait fish. In return, you're gonna find the bass and the fish that you are looking for. All right, guys. Tip number 5. As cliche as this is going to sound, and you're gonna be like, Caleb, no freaking call myself there. Keep an open mind and keep a positive mindset whenever you're fishing. I don't care how tough the bite gets. I don't care if you've only caught one fish, if you've only had a bite and nothing else, you've lost a fish. I don't care what it is. If things are not going your way on the water, the last thing you could do is just get closed-minded, shut down, just be pissed, angry, upset, frustrated with the world, fishing gods, whatever. Don't be that guy. Because I'm telling you what right now, if things are not going good for you, or it's just a rough day, you shut down and you get a bad mindset and you lose focus, you think that's going to help your case? Hell no. Be optimistic. Be positive. Keep your mindset in the future, going forward. Be happy and thankful for the time on the water or the time fishing that you do get, because it really is a great thing. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it helps you, and I hope you guys keep this in mind for whenever you're out on the water or on the bank fishing, wherever you are. It does not matter. Whenever you have a rod and reel in your hand, please remember these tips and use them. They're effective. I know they'll work. They will get you more fish. I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, please hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the notification button so you never miss a thing. Hit that like button. Comment down below. Give me some of your own tips that you find have been helpful and useful to yourself. And just let me know what you thought of this video. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. And always remember, all it takes, one more cast. See you next time.